Hey there. We're diving into a topic today that I think is important but seldom gets discussed. Life after cancer. Nobody ever really talks about the after, and whether you've been through it or are currently going through treatment or you are supporting someone you love, you might be wondering, what does life really look like after cancer treatments are all done? That is what we are talking about today. The good, the bad, and the unexpected. You might have a lot of questions like, does anything positive come out of all of this? Or are there new opportunities? What about relationships and social interactions? I am not going to lie, it's not all easy. There are physical and emotional challenges, long-term side effects, sometimes financial or job-related issues. Sometimes there are surprises and unexpected challenges and benefits that shape our daily lives. We are going to cover everything I can think of. Whether you are here for hope or understanding, or you are just curious, you are in the right place. Everybody's journey is different, so this is just my perspective, but I really hope that it gives you a little bit of idea of what to maybe expect, and it reassures you that you are not the only one who feels this way. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for checking it out. I hope you find something useful here. If you have been here before, thank you for coming back. I'm Rachel. I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor who is out here just doing my best to avoid another recurrence and trying to live my healthiest, happiest life while hopefully motivating others to do the same. I try to talk about a variety of things that affect our physical as well as our mental health, so give me a follow if that appeals to you at all. Surviving cancer and its treatment is huge. You are truly a badass because it sucks way more than people know. But we all expect it to be over when it's over, and we can be caught off guard to realize that it's not that simple. It's important to know that there's a lot that goes on after all of the surgeries and treatments, both positive and negative. I'm going to start with some of the negatives because often that's where our brains tend to go first, so I am not skipping this part. The upside is it's all manageable. First, you might have physical challenges. Many of us experience long-term side effects from treatment like chronic fatigue, pain, or lymphedema, and living with these can be tough. Fatigue, for example, can be ongoing long after treatment ends, making your daily activities feel absolutely exhausting. It's normal, though, and it gets better with time. Your body just spent several months getting seriously beat up, physically and mentally, so you need to cut yourself some slack. Your body takes time to regenerate. Rest is important, but you need to keep moving and exercising and doing your regular activities to build your strength back up. Just work your way back gradually and eat nourishing foods. There might be pain, discomfort, or limited mobility that could interfere with work and life. If you have had radiation or lymph nodes removed, you are at risk for lymphedema, and it can happen years down the road, so you need to be aware of it. It can cause ongoing swelling and discomfort. You might have to wear garments to keep it under control or see a lymphedema specialist. I highly recommend seeing one if you are even told you are at risk. They can teach you what to look out for and things to avoid. If that's not available to you, there are some fantastic ones on YouTube that you can learn from. There are things you can do to help it, and it can get better, but it is a lifelong condition. Now, I'm proof that it's controllable. Mine was bad enough that I didn't think I'd ever be able to go without my sleeve, but now I can leave it at home for a few hours if I'm not doing something that's going to increase fluid buildup. Next, depending on the type of cancer or your stage, you might be put on medications to help prevent a recurrence or to stop the spread. In my case, that started as tamoxifen after my chemo with my first diagnosis, and then an aromatase inhibitor after my recurrence, along with an oral chemo. We've all seen the drug ads on TV. There are very few medications out there that don't have this whole huge list of side effects, and not one of them is something pleasant like causes excessive happiness. Generally, with breast cancer at least, you are on these meds for 5 to 10 years or more, and they can come with a lot of side effects, which I discussed in this video. Enough that up to 50% of women who are prescribed tamoxifen or an aromatase inhibitor either don't start taking it just because they've heard all the nastiness, or they skip doses, or they stop taking it early. For any cancer, the thought of taking ongoing medications can be discouraging and depressing, and it is absolutely an issue you should discuss with your oncologist. A good one is going to weigh all of the risks and benefits and discuss them with you. The choice is totally up to you, but you have got to weigh all of those before you make a decision. When I was on tamoxifen, I had horrible side effects. I gained weight. I had bone pain and hot flashes and headaches and fatigue and nausea, breakthrough bleeding. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't take it anymore. But I did some research and I found that with generic drugs, different manufacturers use different filler ingredients that can change the side effects. So I spoke to my pharmacist and they switched me. And I will be damned if it didn't help. Wasn't perfect, but it was manageable. My first oncologist had never even heard of that. With my second diagnosis, I was initially put on anastrozole with my Verzenio. Again, horrible fatigue and bone pain. I talked to my oncologist and he switched me to letrozole. The original side effects went away, but others took their place. But those are manageable. It required changes on my part that, yes, take work, like those damn dietary changes I keep talking about, and exercising, and including strength training, managing my stress. And there are a few supplements I take that help me. The point is, you can manage the side effects. You just have to play around with it a bit and figure it out. Talk to your doctor. They may be able to help or refer you to someone who can. Now, the worst thing, in my opinion, is the fear of recurrence. I do not think, unfortunately, that there is a way around this, but I promise it gets better with time. When you are going through treatments, you are so looking forward to the day that you are done and you can put it behind you. Then you get to that point and you realize it's way easier said than done. And the people around you don't get that, so you kind of feel all alone. The people who are checking on you regularly fade away. They assume that you are done and that you've moved on. You don't want to say anything to anyone, but it's there, just lurking. If you've already had a recurrence, that fear just doubles down. A few years ago, there was this floating around the internet, and it is a perfect analogy. You can pause the screen and read it, and I will also put it in the comments. What's important to know, though, is these thoughts are normal. They suck, but they are perfectly normal. All you can do is your best. Live your life, take care of yourself. Again, eat well, exercise, manage your stress, maybe meditate, do some yoga, get a massage. The better you feel, the less intrusive those thoughts are. When your joints constantly ache, or you have a headache, or you don't feel well for a while, your brain immediately goes to the dark side. So taking care of yourself and getting your regular follow-ups is important. Then one day you will wake up and realize that you haven't thought about it for days or weeks or months. Talking to someone can help, whether it's a professional or a support network of people who know what you are dealing with. In person, online, doesn't really matter. There are people who fully understand what you are going through, and it is okay to reach out. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Now, little warning though, sometimes people online can be incredibly negative. They may be depressed or in a far worse situation than you. You have to remember that. Do not let those people be your guide. And on the flip side of that, try not to be that person to others. Remember, all our journeys are different, and we all need encouragement at some point. If you are a friend or a loved one of someone who's going through this, remember, we all have down days. Don't try to fix it and don't downplay it. Just be there and listen. That is all we really want. Now, you may have some serious financial issues that sometimes follow cancer treatment. Medical bills can accumulate quickly, and dealing with insurance can be a nightmare. You might face job-related issues like an employer who can't or won't work with you, or difficulty returning to your job, which is what I had. You may not be able to afford your medications. If you are struggling with financial issues, there are several organizations that provide financial assistance to cancer survivors. Many pharmaceutical companies provide help. Case in point, my Verzenio. The monthly cost without insurance would have been insane. And even with my insurance, the monthly copay would have been way too high for me to afford it for very long. Fortunately, the manager provided copay assistance for the duration of my time on the med, and it cost me nothing out of pocket. Discuss this with your oncologist office, and they will put you in touch with people or organizations that can help. Do not be embarrassed about it. Pharmaceutical and medical costs are ridiculously high in this country, but there is help out there if you just ask. When it comes to your work, try discussing flexible work arrangements with your employer or look into vocational rehab services, which can help you transition back into the workforce. Again, your oncologist office can put you in touch with the resources you need. Okay, enough with the negatives. Let's talk about some positives because they are there and they can be profound. These are what you need to focus on to move forward. First, your perspective on life changes dramatically. A cancer diagnosis is such a wake-up call, and it gives you a totally new appreciation for life. Everyday moments become so much more precious. You find yourself reevaluating your priorities. You realize things that you thought were so important before really aren't. You worry less about the small stuff and other people's drama, and their opinions take a back seat to what really matters. You focus on what truly counts. You appreciate the people around you more, and you see life in a totally different light. Your relationships can change too. Some friends and family, unfortunately, may distance themselves, but others are going to step up and will be there for you in ways you never expected. You might form stronger, deeper bonds with those people who support you, and you may meet new friends along the way who have gone through similar experiences. That connection can be incredibly comforting. And you may end up in better physical shape than you have been in years. A lot of survivors take their health more seriously after treatment. They adopt those healthier eating habits and exercise routines. That can lead to overall improved health, a better mindset, and a huge sense of empowerment. Plus, you are more resilient than ever. Surviving cancer can make you feel like you can handle anything life throws at you. That newfound strength can be incredibly empowering, and it can help you tackle other challenges in life with way more confidence. Again, you feel pretty badass because you are. Some people find new opportunities or they discover new passions. Maybe you'll volunteer or start a support group or change careers to something more fulfilling. Maybe you'll start a YouTube channel. The possibilities are endless, and many survivors find a new lease on life doing things that they never thought they would or could. You might have a renewed sense of gratitude and joy. Life after cancer often involves a deeper appreciation for the present moment and a greater sense of joy in the little things. You have faced something incredibly tough, and you have come out the other side, and that can make every day feel like a gift. Lastly, there is the unexpected aspects of life after cancer. One of the biggest surprises for many survivors is the feeling of being in limbo. You have finished treatment. You're supposed to go back to normal. But what does that even mean? It's a new normal, and it can take time to adjust. You might find that your tastes and your preferences changed. Foods you loved might not taste the same. You might develop totally new hobbies and interests. Your body has been through a lot, and it is not uncommon to feel different both physically and mentally. You might experience survivor's guilt, wondering why you survived when others didn't, or why your situation was so much better or worse than someone else's. It's all common, and it's important to talk about it. Again, finding a support group or someone to talk to can be really helpful. Then, there's the reactions of others. Some people may not know how to act around you, while others might treat you like some kind of a hero or, weirdly, a cancer whisperer. Some may even treat you like you are somehow contagious. It can be really weird and very overwhelming. Just remember, you cannot control other people's reactions, and you shouldn't take offense if you don't get the reaction you expect, or you get no reaction at all. You might find that your goals and aspirations change. Surviving cancer can give you that new perspective on what's important in life. You might set new goals or make changes to your life that you never would have considered before. Embrace these changes, and allow yourself to grow and evolve. There you have it, my perspective. Life after cancer is really a mixed bag of challenges and triumphs, but it's your life to shape and live. Remember, it is okay to feel a wide range of emotions and to take time to adjust to it. Seek out support when you need it. Take care of yourself and embrace the new opportunities that come your way. You can use this as an excuse to wallow in self-pity for the rest of your life, or you can use it to be a better person. Choose wisely. The one thing that I can guarantee you is that you won't ever be the exact same person you were before. Thanks for watching and allowing me to share my experience and insights with you. If you found this video at all helpful, please like, subscribe, maybe share it with others who might benefit. Share your thoughts in the comments or your story. It can really help other people. And if you have any questions or topics you would like me to discuss or cover in future videos, leave a comment below. I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, take care of you. Bye-bye.